don't understand they're at halftime. They think it's over, and I'm blown away by that. And I want them to start realizing that they've got decades left. And B, I want the 15, 25, 35, and 45-year-olds that are watching here to realize how much value they can extract from the individuals. Okay, your grandma or your uncle or a mentor may not know how to be crunk on fucking TikTok, but they can teach you a ton of shit that you will not know for another 2 decades. So I hope they're inspired to make. It's about putting it out.
The big thing I talk to people, because I get a chance to navigate and help them in their well-being and even business ideas. It's interesting I watched every one of these episodes, and what was interesting was, and it's funny because the other day when we did the thing with Chris Barr of Bar 9, I got so inspired because I've been speaking around the country ever since Biggest Loser. And like you, it's, being a speaker, when you get in front of an audience, it's like powerful. You pull up their energy. But when I'm with people one-to-one, you pull up their energy. When I started trying to do some video, it was like, this feels weird because I'm like talking to a machine. But what I found was, and I called Chris back because I said, look, I got to tell you, what Gary said makes so much sense. It's like exercise. It doesn't feel comfortable the first time you do it. But after a while, you feel better about it. And if you come from a place of what you're giving to somebody, then you don't obsess about, like, how do I look and how do I sound. So I want
100%.
One of the big things I've gotten recently from you is most people know me for health and well-being. But I've lived my life as a freaking entrepreneur. I've been in startups. I was a branding director for a $6 billion corporation. I've had such an eclectic background, and I wasn't speaking about my business entrepreneurship. And I'm going like, shit, this is ridiculous. Like, what the hell's going on? So thank you for that.
You're welcome, brother. I'm going to try to get to a bunch of people today, so I only got 45 more minutes, so I'm going to jump up a little early, but I appreciate that. And that's what happened with me with wine. Jay, thanks for being on. Everybody, that's what happened with what Jay just said is what happened with me with wine. Like, I was like, wait a minute, I want to talk about entrepreneurship and business. That's what I've actually been my whole life. I've been an entrepreneur, hustler, grinder, flipper, businessman long before I was a wine guy. And even though that's what I was first known for, you can always make that transition. So if you're watching right now and you want to be known for what you actually are versus what, and by the way, I see this a lot with attractive people, both guys and girls, like they're known for being attractive and they blew up on Instagram, but meanwhile, they've got so many skills and so many other things. Start making content about what you want to be known for, not what the audience is giving you likes for. It's going to lead to a much happier life. The reality is that, it's not fun to be in the ecosystem of just living for the like. And so I just really, really hope people understand that. And yes, you will get far less likes. When you're showing your huge guns, you're going to get 40,000 likes. And when you're talking about architecture, you may get 4,000. When you're showing like a lot of skin and looking sexy as fuck and popping, like you're going to get a lot of likes. When you start talking about flowers, you may not. But the reality is you have to speak what you're passionate about. It's the only way to get to happiness. And there's a lot of people unhappy right now because they're caught for what they were known for and what they popped off for, and now they're stuck living for the likes. Let's keep it going.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good, Ben. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. My question is, I'm a graphic designer and I'm really hard on myself in terms of I don't like what I create. So I'll have a really good idea, but I'm always stuck in this mindset of it's not good enough. I need to do better. I need to keep learning to improve. And that's hindering me ever investing in what I want to put out there. So I just want to know, how do I get out of that kind of mindset?
By realizing that means that you're insecure to other people's feedback, or you grew up in an environment that, put you into a mindset, whether that was parenting, natural DNA, or the neighborhood you grew up in and the people you surrounded yourself with. And you have to realize it's a ghost. You have to realize it's a ghost. You're not right. And more importantly, everything is subjective. Everything is subjective. There is no right when it comes to art. The reason I'm so fluid with what I put out is some people think it's the greatest and people think it's dog shit. Some people think I'm repeating myself over and over. I think other people think that I'm so convicted in my truth that it's inspirational. My man, listen to me. The reality is get out of your own fucking head. Know that it's a ghost. It's a ghost. It's not true. It's complete insecurity. And the way you get out of it is practice.
Okay.
You've got to find a way to just hit enter and walk away, or to just ship it. Like, It's a fucking ghost. It's not real. It's not. I
So
promise you.
okay, so if I want to put something like, if I create something, I want to get a physical version of it. Is it just a case of just do it?
Just
and
do it.
Don't think about.
Just do it. And are you looking to sell that physical version, or looking to put it in your house?
Well, a bit of both, really, because
Good.
that's what
Well,
I
good
have.
news. Let me teach.
Good.
Good. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I kind of like have the insecurity of I want to buy something for myself, so like an art print, for example. But I'm like, it's not good enough. Why should I buy it?
You know, it's interesting. What I think is, for yourself, you get to just decide. You're the judge and the jury. But for the world, do not judge for them. You don't get to judge for them. That's the reality. It's funny. I've been working with my best friend on this thing, Wine Text, that I'm sure you've been hearing me promote from my dad. Yesterday we went through 500 different wines to buy. And I watch Brandon, and he overthinks things, and I'm like, Brandon, we don't get to decide if this wine is great or not great. It's the consumer, And the reality is, like, for example, today is going to be a Pinot Noir. It's a $52 Pinot Noir that we're going to sell for like under $25. That's a good time. Dustin, put up the wine text. It's a perfect example though. But it was a good discussion, and it maps to yours. I'm like, Brandon, I like this Pinot Noir style. You don't like this Pinot Noir style. Rick does. Jen does. Steven doesn't. Everyone has their own palate.
Yeah.
And you need to realize that, Ben, that it's, there's audacity in you thinking it's wrong or right. You need the humility to realize they get to decide, not us.
Yeah, so it is just a matter of whatever I do really has to be good enough for me. It's just subjective whether I put it out.
Correct. Somebody's going to always love it, and somebody's going to always hate it. This is coming down to you leaning into two core things: humility and self-confidence. Every day, humility, self-confidence. Humility. You should make a fucking piece of art right now named humility and self-confidence, and pin that shit on your fucking wall and look at it every time and see this fucking face, and then just make and post.
I'll put your face next to it, and then that'll be my daily inspiration.
Good. And I'll buy it. I love you, buddy. Take care.
Cheers.
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 Good kid. I like that dude. I'm always going to be yelling. I love somebody to stop yelling at me, Gary. I got good news for you. I'm going to be yelling to the fucking end of earth. That is what I'm going to be doing, because that yelling is coming from the sweetest, kindest, caringest place you could ever imagine. It might come out